Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, today we are going to unpack a massive, honestly quite frustrating operational bottleneck that pretty much every growing web agency eventually hits, and that is WordPress maintenance. More specifically, we're going to explore how you can streamline your operations using a white label partner. We'll be focusing entirely on the insights and frameworks provided in a really fantastic source guide all about viral chili. So if you're looking to scale your agency without pulling your hair out from stress, let's dive right into what the text has to say. Here's the structured roadmap we've built from the source material to help you scale up efficiently. We're going to hit the agency maintenance dilemma, define exactly what white labeling entails, unpack the viral chili solution, look at how to actually scale your agency, and finally, flag the warning signs you definitely need to avoid. All right, let's kick things off right away with part 1, the agency maintenance dilemma. Let's be totally honest for a second. Are you overwhelmed by client website maintenance? It is such a classic agency trap. You build this absolutely beautiful site, you launch it to great fanfare, but suddenly your internal team is just bogged down fielding panicked 2 a.m. emails about broken plugins. Instead of celebrating your agency's growth, you're stuck doing the digital equivalent of changing the oil on a massive fleet of rental cars. It's endless, it's unglamorous, but it's entirely necessary just to keep the lights on for dozens or maybe even hundreds of your clients. Because the reality is, you can't just set a WordPress site live and then walk away. When maintenance falls through the cracks, you face this terrifying domino effect. Plugin conflicts lead to major security vulnerabilities, which then lead to costly website downtime, slow loading speeds, and totally broken functionality. And look, these aren't just technical hiccups, right? They are direct paths to unhappy clients, destroyed trust, and ultimately lost revenue. Proactive management isn't a luxury anymore. It's an absolute vital necessity. And that brings us to part 2, defining white label maintenance, which is really the pivot point out of this whole overwhelming dilemma. So what exactly is it? Well, the source defines a white label partner as a service provider offering professional support that you can seamlessly resell literally under your own brand name. Think of it kind of like having a silent partner. You get to deliver expert, round-the-clock support, but your clients, they only ever see your agency's logo. You maintain the client relationship, you keep the prestige, and your partner just handles all the heavy lifting behind the scenes. Okay, moving into part 3, let's see how this actually works in practice by unpacking the source's breakdown of the viral chili solution. The source material breaks this approach down into a few core pillars. Pillar 1 is simple but crucial. Security is non-negotiable. Look, cyber threats are increasing every single year, making proactive security management the absolute foundation of any modern maintenance strategy. What's really fascinating in the text is the comprehensive nature of these measures. We aren't just talking about telling clients to use stronger passwords here. Viral Chili focuses on continuous malware scanning, active firewall protection, applying security patches literally the moment they drop, and 24/7 vulnerability monitoring. It's basically an active, invisible shield designed to stop small issues from snowballing into devastating client emergencies. Which brings us to Pillar 2, the speed and SEO connection. Because maintenance isn't just about safety, it's very much about performance too. A poorly maintained site suffers from indexing problems, high bounce rates, and lost conversions. The simple hard truth is, if it's slow, it doesn't sell. The guide highlights how Viral Chili handles the real nitty-gritty to fix this. We're talking implementing caching, compressing heavy images, cleaning up messy databases, and optimizing for core web vitals and mobile screens. Website speed directly impacts both the end-user experience and Google SEO rankings. By offloading this stuff, you ensure your clients' sites remain lightning fast and competitive, and you don't even have to touch a single line of code yourself. Next up is Pillar 3, safe plugin and theme updates. We all know WordPress plugins and themes require constant updates to stay secure. But as anyone who has ever managed a site knows all too well, a careless update can easily break a perfectly good layout or just destroy core functionality in a matter of seconds. To minimize this exact risk, the text outlines a strict management process. It pairs safe plugin and theme updates with strict compatibility testing, crucially, before pushing changes live. Plus, there's reliable rollback support. If an update does happen to clash with a theme, the bug is proactively fixed or instantly rolled back. Crisis averted, and the client never even knew there was a threat. Moving on to Pillar 4, critical disaster recovery. Because hey, despite the absolute best security and update practices in the world, the unthinkable can still happen. Without a safety net, a hacked or broken website can result in catastrophic, unrecoverable data loss. The source answers this with a super robust safety net, daily backup secured in cloud storage, backup verification to ensure the files aren't corrupted, and quick restoration capabilities. This provides ultimate peace of mind, knowing you can restore a client's accidentally deleted website in just a matter of minutes. That instantly makes you look like an absolute hero. Let's transition over to part 4, scaling your agency. It's time to shift our focus away from the technical features and look at the tangible, real-world business benefits of outsourcing these tasks. Here is the actual path to scalability drawn straight from the text. Step 1, you outsource that heavy operational workload to specialists. Step 2, you take those precious hours your team just got back and focus that bandwidth on sales, growth, and client acquisition. And step 3, you actively increase your recurring revenue by offering these white-labeled services to every single client on your roster. You get to grow your offerings exponentially, completely avoiding the massive overhead of hiring a full-time internal maintenance department. But, and this is important, to scale effectively, you need a partner you can actually trust. Long-term partnerships rely entirely on communication. According to the guide, a dependable partner prioritizes fast response times, high support availability, detailed issue reporting, and incredible workflow transparency. Receiving regular maintenance updates and performance reports keeps you fully in the loop, which means you can confidently keep your clients in the loop. Finally, let's cover part 5, red flags to avoid. The source points out that the white label space is incredibly crowded, and unfortunately, not every maintenance provider offers high-quality support. So you really need to know exactly what to watch out for. The wrong partner will lure you in with basement-level pricing. But trust me, you ultimately pay for it with slow support, zero focus on proactive security, and absolutely no real backup strategy. By contrast, the standards set by a partner like Viral Chili focuses on real technical expertise, proactive security measures, incredibly transparent communication, and ironclad backups. If a provider is hiding their workflows or kind of cutting corners on security, you literally need to run the other way. And that brings us to the end of our explainer. I want to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. Are you ready to scale your agency smoothly with a dependable white label partner? As this guide so clearly illustrates, outsourcing to specialists saves you time, drastically reduces your daily stress, and leaves you perfectly positioned to focus on scaling your business. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I really hope this provided the clarity you need to take your agency's operations to the very next level.